had a little hiccups, which kind of stained me a little bit there. But if you turn the 9.9 bridge, now you hear that it's really loud and clear, and it's full of good music. So I just want to invite you guys to check it out.
90.9.
90.9, the bridge, FM.
What kind of genre are you guys playing on there?
Mixed genres. A little Janelle Monáe, like Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
Theater.
Soca.
Okay, so Fits in the Tantrums, if you're familiar with them. A lot of independent artists, local artists, as well as national artists who play a mixture. And we're the only station in Kansas City that does something like that. We're building a brand new studio in the back of this building here. So our transmitter is out in Oak Road. So if you ever drove 1,000 miles an hour before, then you can imagine what it took us to get here. Gerard Glenn, he works with me here at KCT.
Hello.
Many of you know me already. I'm web manager, IT manager here at KCT. And one thing that's really unique about me is I love WordPress. And just from just to look at you guys waiting here for this incredible long time that it took me to get here, that means that you guys love WordPress too. So I appreciate your waiting. And enjoy the pizza. It's the least I could do for you guys waiting. And so we want to get started. I don't have much slides. This week was pretty busy getting this radio station up, so I'm going to show you a little bit about it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'm going to show you some examples on what you do. And I'm going to leave it open to the audience. You can ask questions as I present. Any question, there's no silly question, just ask it. And so how many people are familiar with CPTs or custom post types? Nice. And also ACFs, Advanced Custom Post Types, which is the plugin that's developed by our wonderful plugin developer, Alien Reporting. CPTs is a way for you to take a normal post. See, a post type would be a regular post that WordPress has in its backend to make news articles, have all that information carried into some sort of loop. But a custom post type takes that same technology and it displays whatever you want to make it. So if you have an idea for, let's say, a salon, you want to show some headshots of different models, you can make a custom post type for your models. And each one of those models can have their own profile. If you wanted to have, if you had a car dealership and you wanted to showcase your cars, you can make a custom post type for cars. And as you enter each post into that custom post type, each one of those separate cars will have its own dedicated page showing what you might have. So that's what a custom post type is. Using advanced custom fields or ACFs, you can turn that dedicated post page into something just more powerful. Like you might list a car in using your custom post type, and you might add using the advanced custom fields, you might add a section for gallery. So at that point, you can assign many pictures of the cars to a gallery for just that one page of that car. And you do that for every car that exists as a dedicated page. So that's kind of like an introduction to ACFs and CPTs. And we're going to get into some really real-life examples as soon as Gerard is ready to switch over. You can tell I'm nervous. I'm really nervous, even nervous that I'm late, but I hope you guys enjoy the pizza. So,
don't be scared.
Okay.
Very nice people.
So, I'm Sam Cohen once again. I spoke at some WordPress conferences, spoke at 3. Haven't spoken at a conference in a while. I love WordPress that we decided to bring you guys here in KCT for the rest of the year or longer.
And we thank you for it.
Oh, thank you. I had this idea with my VP, and I said, "Hey VP, hey Shane." I said, we're pretty much a WordPress company. I mean, I was brought on to change the way the web looks for KCT and other things from dealing with infrastructure with IT. And with my employment here, I brought workers with me to try to bring them to a new light on how they can tell their stories a little better. So we have reporters that use our backend of WordPress. We have all kinds of people in the whole building using WordPress, our WordPress system. And Gerard will go to kcpt.org, showing how they're using that to show different articles that they write and show on TV. If you watch PBS, How many of y'all watch PBS? Gotta love that show. Gotta love it. I mean, what other station can you go to that doesn't have all of the, the bias, good family fun shows all the time, and it's always going to be around. This is public media. So one thing I was telling Gerard the other day, and Shane, I said, public media, they make stuff on TV and they share stuff. They don't hold anything back. And so what I want to do when I ask your secret, we can talk about customer post type, is try to tell a little bit of my secrets, not holding it back, to share it. So that's one reason why I love working at HPT, is because it's all about the community. It's all about sharing. And that's one reason why we run you guys here. So here's the KCPT site. If many of y'all haven't seen it or went to it, and we was able to break things up. As you see education, health, arts, and culture. If Gerard clicks on one of those, you're going to see that this is a custom post type. So this whole area consists of nothing but arts and culture. So the reporter that's in charge of arts and culture, this is his department. See, now you can call custom post types departments, because that's what it looks like in back. And you can do just many other things. We use, if you go to the video page, show you a little bit of custom post types in action. Okay? You click on any one of the shows. Yeah, you can watch our shows that we make on TV or online. Click on American Experience or any one of those. This is kind of a custom post type in action. The custom post type was made, ACF was made on top of this custom post type to depict this feature video. So if we, in the back end, which I'm going to show you, is that we made an ACF to say, we named it feature video, and then we're able to, when a person goes in the back end to edit American Experience's dedicated back end page, he's able to choose which feature image he wants. Scroll up. He's able to plug in some other elements too that automatically pulls in all the videos that we make, and so on. So that's ACFs in action as well. So let's get into a little bit of ACFs and custom post types. Okay, now what Gerard is showing, by the way, Gerard, he's my assistant here. He's a developer here, as I mentioned, and he was so kind enough to help me with this because he knew that there was so much going on. We had to get this radio station launched that he decided just to be the controller for today. So thank Gerard for helping me with this because I don't know how I've been able to do it elsewhere. So let me adjust that screen so you can see it looks like it's still off. We have a brand new projector, an HD projector that we're putting up this week. So the next meeting, you'll have a nice full screen HD projector.
Beautiful.
All right, so Gerard has loaded the ACF plugin, and when you load this plugin, now there's many plugins that does the same thing that ACF does. I mean, Pippin, Pippins, he's one of the organizers here. He made a plugin. Yeah, yeah.
So you're doing your whole site in WordPress.
Uh-huh.
All this can be done in WordPress.
Yes,
Not always WordPress, what he's showing us.
Yeah. The KCPT site is done in WordPress. We made other sites that's done in WordPress. We built new radio stations. Oh, wait till you see the radio station site. I think that you're really going to like the radio station site. It's going to be, the domain is going to be bridge909.org. If you go there right now, you'll see a marketing page where you can listen to some of the live streaming radio that's being streamed out of our back end of the studio. It's cable. But that's a marketing page, and we're going to replace it soon here in a minute. So, my notes.
So you're using Pippin's easy custom post types or whatever to do this?
No. I love Pippin's creation, and that's what I was getting at, is that there are many plugins that can do what ACF does, dealing with custom fields. It's actually native fields. WordPress has that built in where you can actually, if you went to a post and you've seen custom fields, you can actually use that, but nobody knows how to use that. It's pretty hard, not too simple. So these plugin developers made it simple enough for us to understand and tie into WordPress already existing native custom fields. Now, Pippin made a plugin that's similar to this, and it does a lot. It's really, really good. However, I felt that there was some certain shortcomings that he had that this plugin has. So I supported Pippin. I paid for his plugin. I hope you guys did. It's wonderful, and he's going to say he's going to update it. But one thing about this plugin that this had that Pippin didn't was it had a add new field, which is an array field. It allows you to keep adding multiple items to the back end of your post. So let's get into it a little bit.
And real quick, do you use a plugin to actually create the custom post types themselves?
Yes.
The plugin, oh yeah, yes you can, and we're going to get to that. Okay, here we go. Have one notes. So, the first thing that you want to do, if you was to add ACF to your WordPress blog, the only thing that ACF will be used with is your post types and your pages. So basically, these fields that Gerard created a field called gallery. He started off with a field group. Go back one, Gerard. Go back to the field group. Okay. So okay. So this is where you would create your actual groups. Now, what a group is, you can picture it as a right panel or a group box in one of your posts. So you have your post, you have your title, you have your editor, you have your different areas, your excerpts, and other things. Well, a field group goes right there. It will flow right underneath the editor, the title if you wanted to, or whatever field that WordPress offers in the back end. So Gerard right now made a field group. He named it gallery. He wants to show a gallery on each one of his post pages. So now go on to gallery. Now inside gallery, Gerard has enable gallery because he wants to make a trigger that actually enables it. And if he don't want to use it, he would check the box. So one thing that I do like about ACFs that Pippin didn't have was it has conditional fields where you can say if this box is checked, show the rest of that. And with that one addition to ACF, that opened up a whole new world of creation for me, for Gerard, and for my whole team. So this plugin is really, really awesome. So kind of go into a name field just to show them what you did, Gerard. So basically, you will label the field anything you want. You would this next field this field right here is automatically filled out. That field name is the function name. So for anybody that's using PHP script, you can take that function and echo it out on your page. They make plugins that will actually echo them out a lot better for anybody that don't know PHP. But we're going to go with the PHP version just for a minute here. The Gerard made a true/false field. If you click on a drop down from true or false, you're going to see that there's many different field types that you can choose from. Oh, there's many types. You can actually use the WYSIWYG editor, the same editor that WordPress has in the back end. You can use that multiple times to do all sorts of stuff. Checkbox fields, relation fields, if you need to relate something to a post or look for anything to relate to that one post, you can have that. Has other fields like Google Maps and date pickers and color pickers and so much awesomeness. I love this field right here. I love that field. And the one above it too. The tab field. Tab field is awesome too. If you had a whole bunch of stuff in the back end and you didn't want your whole back end post to go forever horizontally, that tab function would be your best friend. Now you can separate it. You can say, Gerard might say, I want a gallery in my back end, and I'll show you what he did, what he's done. You might say, I want a gallery in my back end, but I also want another section to hold other options. And you can split it up with the tabs. So Gerard chose to make this gallery field and just show him some of the other fields you have there, Gerard. So go back, close that field off. He has so he enables his gallery. Then he said, I'm going to add a field called gallery source. So he opens that up. He has his choices at the bottom there. He says, is it going to be Flickr? You can add your own gallery for uploading pictures, but he wanted to do it the quick way here. Is it Flickr? Is it Pinterest? You ask those questions to yourself, and then close that one and go to the next one. If it's Flickr, scroll down here, scroll down to the bottom condition statements. No, you have those. Yeah, okay. Okay, Gerard, conditional statement. See what Gerard here, if it's Flickr, Gerard has this conditional statement, and you're going to love that conditional logic. He says, if my gallery source, the one of the fields that he made, is equal to Flickr. So I choose Flickr, then show the place where you've done it. So that way he won't have title fields for Flickr and Pinterest showing at the same time. He could choose by way of the radio button choice selection, and it's going to show Flickr field. If he chooses Pinterest, to show the Pinterest field. Now keep in mind, you're developing this stuff for your own self, on how you develop it. Or if you develop it for clients, CMS, in the back end, start to the back end first. So now go to the back end. Let's see how it looks in the back end. So you made these fields, and you tied it to movies, started to call different custom post types that you made. You made a custom post type for movies and a custom post type for cars. So he's going to go into one of those custom post types.
Let's see. Let's go and see.
Go into movies. Close it up.
Movies.
So here's your post. Here's your post. It's only related to just movies. You can overtime legacy, a text post. So now this is the normal backend that you got in town. Scroll down. But here's the part that he added. So if you uncheck a name in gallery, it's uncheck it. See nothing shows. Well, you got one thing that shows. Okay, click enable it again. So he has his gallery, so he says, okay, I want to do Flickr, click Pinterest, to show him the difference. See how it changes right here? The conditional statement allows the person to say, when they have a relation, when they click on a radio, a choice field, you can use conditional logic to show whatever field you want to add information. This works good for CMS for your customer. It works really good for the reporters, so they love it because it doesn't it doesn't power a lot of work for them. You have to figure out things right away. So he's going to use Flickr.
And I threw this together, so you'll see how easy it is. You notice that thing is still down at the bottom. I'll show you how easy it is to fix that. This here, I just went back to edit field. We want these to only show. We're having showing to where the gallery source is equal to Flickr, but we also only want it to show, and then enable gallery is set to checked.
So now it's going to show when you all those conditions are met. Okay. Okay, so he's going to enable. He's just going to enable it, and he selected Flickr.
Oh.
Okay.
Guys, I'm amazed by this. The one who
Nice.
gets really excited about everything. It's not really good.
And then so what he did is he's going to put in some tags that his next field is asking for. And now, once he updates, he's going to show the result to the page.
Did you want to show it what the results
Yep.
are? Make sure.
The next question will be like, they're going to ask is, how did you show the pictures from the stuff that you made? So,
Okay, well the results are currently in there. So,
thanks.
let me show you this. Currently, the way we have it set up, there is no results on the page. So
Okay.
all you see is just the page.
Okay, so this is before he edits the content, the echo, what the field he put in. So now he's going to pop the code in for that information, for that time. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the feature code, how easy it can be for those that probably don't know feature code, and how you can follow the great document that ACF has on your website. So now he showed tags that has to do with the Flickr ID that he has. If he changes those tags, like he goes in the backend and changes those tags to something else, like let's say, what's a good movie? Matrix or something like that. So I want images from Matrix. You can update it.
Now, I'll show you how that works.
Okay, throw out something like that.
Go ahead and I didn't get a chance to write this code here. Let's see, here's-
By the way, is one of those who are recommending that I do right now.
browsing that program. See, quickly fix something. So now we change it and show some images that are ready to matrix. So it doesn't look like images, but they tag matrix. So. And then you can do so much with that. Now how do we do it? Now you can sit there and stack code all day long, dealing with gallery code and say, okay, I want to put some my own gallery source. What we did was we actually shortcut our work. See, what's interesting about the ACF plugins is you can work with any short code that you echo out on your PHP. You can use any short code within your PHP and echo out those parameters. If it has, and the kind of plugin that you definitely want to look for is the ones that have parameters, because you can do so much more. And everybody knows what short code is, right? Short code, okay. A short code is a pretty much the plugin developers make these wonderful plugins. Well, how do you see it? How do you see it in your post? They say if you add this short code to your editor box, it shows. So that's pretty simple. But what if you wanted to take more? What if you wanted to add it to some type of dynamic site like this one here? Well, you have to put that into the backend with the code. Show the code in the backend. Right here. This is what Gerard did, and this is just for those who know PHP. He used the command that WordPress has for do shortcode. Basically, this would be the shortcode that you would put in the editor box. You can't see the rest of it, but the brackets. That would be something that you would just paste. Anybody that do not know PHP will paste that long shortcode with the different parameters that you have, so you can make curves and shadows. You do so much stuff. And I love plugins that have a lot of parameters and shortcodes, because I can do so much more with advanced custom post types and shortcodes and other plugins. So you have to actually put that shortcode in your editor and just right here. See, if you notice, Gerard changed it to a PHP parameter. Before he changed it, he had in there Tron, and that's what we had the Tron features. So that's pretty simple. First, we take that shortcode and edit these fields based on instructions, and then you get Tron features to clicker. What we did was we used the shortcode on the outside in PHP by using the command, the function that WordPress provides to do shortcode, run it. And so now, that was a whole wide world of different edits that you can do. Now we can say, okay, the parameter that we want to change via advanced custom post types is the tags one. So now when you go to the back end of your site and you type in any tags, that's going to change right away. And you do the same for the type of, I think they offer fancy box or shadow box, different white boxes they offer. So we can make a selection in advanced custom post types that say we want it to overlook in a fancy box, a shadow box, for all the choices. Make a parameter. Make a parameter here. And now you can choose what you want and it would show it based on that. The other posts don't have to look like that. The other posts can be something totally different. Same shortcode, different posts. So I'm going to the back end, you have to use it, click on it, see it open up. That's your fancy box. And so we want to change that post. Okay, so that's one thing about custom fields that custom advanced fields that I love, is that you can, it's available with a wide range of different things that you can do if you know how to use shortcode parameters in the back. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, gotta get my notes on this thing. Q. Another thing that I want to mention about advanced custom post types, and this is really, really, really awesome for anybody that wants to develop your own plugin. So what you don't know is this very plugin can aid you to develop your own plugin. I made slider plugins. I made a Rayburn slider, Kinburn slider plugin, but I haven't released it, so I'm really looking. Yeah, well, I made it using this plugin. And what's interesting about it is, if you was making, if you was writing these codes and you didn't want your client to see custom fields on their site, you just wanted to paste it into the actual theme itself and hide that, you can do that. Because if you go to custom post types here, or custom fields, sorry, export, go to export. Yeah. You can export right here to PHP. So he's going to click the gallery. He's going to push highlight the gallery and click export, and this is your code that you see. See? PHP code. You pop that into your theme function file. You have those fields, drop the use of the plugin.
And
course
then
you
you can
gotta-
delete the plugin afterwards?
You can, but you have to download it. You have to enable one part of it that say go with advanced plugin ACF Lite. That's the only. Of course, I have to plug in and make 4 files. I'm sorry, but I told him I was gonna do it. I said I just want to use your core files.
They do offer that also to put your includes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called ACF Lite or something like that. That allows you to do it. But
If you do that, just make sure if you're using like a repeater field that you do the same thing, because then if they go to update something on their site themselves, then it can crash your custom fields.
right.
Just make sure that if you use the light version, use the light version for every extension. Like the repeater is an extension for the advanced custom fields. It's not a default inclusion.
Yeah, and your repeater field is at the site, at Elliot's sites, the repeater fields and the option fields, those are paid extensions to the plugin. But it's worth your money. I mean, those things are amazing. I mean, you can make an option page. You know, have you seen a bunch of themes that you might have purchased on Theme Forest or whatever, and they all have this option panel? Well, you can do that with advanced custom post types. Of course, it costs $25 extra as an add-on. And what it does is it creates an option field, and now those are global custom fields that affect anything on the whole site. So how can that be used with that? Well, if you was to export this and you made your options field, now you can control what field of the field shows on whatever page at any time by globally controlling different options.
So,
Go ahead.
So the options fields, are those the only elements that can be made global, or can you specify which things should be particular to your host type? And which shouldn't?
Well, out of the box, the custom fields that he's making are specified only to the different custom post types or post or page that you have already. Okay? If you wanted to come outside of that to where you want to take it outside of the post, custom post, and put it right there on the outside of WordPress and have a field for options to where you have global options affect the whole site. In other words, on the KCPT site, we have this thing called Pledge that happens every season. So I know many of you watched it. We give money to support the station. And we give good items to you guys. And thank you for it. So what we do is, when that season starts, we have an options field at the top that we made with advanced custom post types by way of paying for the extension. We have this part that says in pledge mode or not. Those are the two choices we made with advanced custom fields. When we select pledge mode, it changes the whole site to something, pledging or, marketing. Everything changes. You can change everything. You can change the way the slider looks. You can change the way the links look. You can change the way the color looks. You can change the way your color looks dynamically using advanced custom post types.
The only way to make that global is with that extension.
Right, with extension options.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So that itself is amazing.
Does that add like a pledge now button on every page and post and all of that?
It can. We have one on the front. We have one we have one button. When we're not in pledge mode, we have a donate button for people that just want to kind of donate and support. But when we activate that pledge now mode, whatever button that we made with this plugin, it actually turns that button to something to where now it goes to a different area. It shows the items that we are putting on TV and so forth. It changes the way the slider shows. It changes the way the movie slider shows the things that we have in pledge mode. So the people that's responsible for the pledge, which is over here, up here in this department, now they have their own department called custom post type in the back end that they can use to turn on and off whenever they want, they need to. So that's where we had that one as much fun. And I can't stop. I can't stop talking much about I just can't stop talking about how many good things that this plugin can offer you. I mean, you can make anything with this plugin. Now, if you go to the site, if you go to advancedcustomposttags.com, we show you how really easy. Advanced custom fields. I'm sorry. Thank you. Heard a whisper. advancedcustomfields.com. Go back. Click on documentation. Yep. The documentation is so wonderful. He actually gives you the code to do anything you want. Click on, scroll down, I think there's more at the bottom. Yeah. Keep going. Now here's the field types. So basically, when earlier when you seen that we actually made a group box and we chose the type of field we want, what this developer is saying, hey, if you create a text field, for instance, click on text. Now that field shows your actual post. And now you want that field to echo out on your page. Scroll down. This is the script that you would use on your page.php or single.php in the back end, or your custom field. And what that would do, what this PHP function would do is echo out that text field. So if you have multiple text fields on your site, you can echo out multiple text fields and then use that to do other things, like what Gerard did with the gallery. So the documentation is really good, especially for those that know PHP. Now, for those that probably don't know PHP and need a little help, you're going to have to know a little bit about PHP to use advanced custom post types. Or you just have a bunch of nice, shiny custom fields in your backend and have no way of showing it. Well, that's a job, you know. You can just be the one that develops the system and let the PHP developers finish it out and render it for you. But it's pretty awesome, definitely, to get into PHP and to learn how easy it is. And if you start with PHP, just learn it from here, you'll actually see what's being echoed out and how you can use it to do many things. So now, this is a plugin for making your custom post type. So let's go on the back end and show that. Now there's sites like WP Generate, I believe, that has scripts that you can develop your custom post type with. You actually type in what you want to show, and it actually gives you the PHP script, and you pop that in your functions PHP. The function PHP file throws everything on your site, anything custom that you want. So if you ever get into WordPress, and this is that one file, function.php, that file holds all the different custom elements that you want to add to your site. What I usually do is I make my own little quick plugin, and I add all my functions to that thing, just because I want to turn on, like, turn off and turn on, and not interfere with any other function controls.
You use the MU plugin folder?
MU
plugin folder? The must-use folder?
The must-use folder, good one. Are you talking about multi-user MU?
No, it's just must-use. Like if I create in documentation in WordPress, you can create a must-use folder, and everything you drop in there, it becomes a part of WordPress. When you go to plugins, it's not a regular plugin, but you click must-use. All those custom posts.
Capital M-U-S-T dash use.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all of those listed there, and they don't update with WordPress, so it doesn't crash.
I've seen a lot of people in my review say, nah, with you. That's one thing I probably know, but I like to find out from the books. But yeah, we don't. Trust me, I don't know it all, but I love advanced custom. So like a salesman. So anyway, so custom post types. Gerard added a custom. If you don't want to go to I think theme emergency or something like that is one that makes it WP Generate, makes your custom post types. But if you don't want to go to those sites and you just want to create a custom post type just to use to separate from your post, you still have the option. You can just add a custom post type plugin. Gerard added one, and he actually made these custom post types from the plugin.
Which plugin are you using, Gerard? Do you like it?
I actually do. It's pretty neat. It allows you to. This one is called Custom Post Type Generator.
Custom post type generator.
And this one allows you to simply say food. You can easily create a label. Your middle position, tell it what things it supports. If you want to have your editor there, if you want to have your author displayed, which a lot of these options you might not want your client or yourself to use on this particular post types. So I get rid of most of these.
I like to show revisions.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
So
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and here you just add some of your default things. So if you want to say all foods instead of just saying all posts, add food.
These are labels that he's doing. These are just labels that show up like your post does. When you click on your regular posts or pages, you see add new page or add new posts or stuff like that. That's what this section is, just labels. If you're making a new post type for food, you want to add new food. It's like add new page. So that's all it is labels. And so this plugin that you run down allows you to have custom post type instantly without having to go to PHP route and pasting information to your PHP. I love going to PHP route, so I can do a lot of different things with it. We just did this for.
We just did this for quick purposes, and this is work. Generally, when we've done it before, we post it directly into the functions file. But this allows you to put in your own menu icons, just put in there the source or where you want it to come from.
The disadvantage to having it that way is that when you go to transfer a theme, you might lose all your creative post types. But if you had it in PHP, you won't lose it. So there's still disadvantages to it. So let's talk about, like, does anybody have any, just name a site, just name a type of site that doesn't sound like a blog site. That's the actual site. Just shoot one out to me, just anyone. What type of site?
Random.edu.
I'll say it again?
Random.edu.
I'll tell you what, Maurice said, he loves heckling me. Me and Maurice used to work together. And back in the day, and I can tell you, Maurice, is there anybody else that loves WordPress like I do? It's Maurice.
Thanks to you.
And he works at
Random University.
which means that they must be the site. No. But let's talk about, okay, Grantham University. So how can advanced custom post type work at Grantham University? Are there different departments in Grantham University? Arts department.
Several departments, several degrees. So if you take a degree and everything in it, so if you ever search for online, you need to find the classes, curriculums. I think our degrees are broken down the most with custom post types and advanced custom.
There you go. So if you want to make a Grantham University website or university website, custom post types will be your departments. You use custom post types to make it into different departments. In this case, he said that he had different things or degrees. But inside each department is a post, just like you would have a regular post, like a news article. Well, what do you want to show in that post that's different from the next post that's in the same post type? That's where advanced custom fields come in. So you can say, okay, on this page, this is talking about this thing. Well, what kind of degrees can you get with that? Well, what's your choices? Advanced custom post types can say, well, here's your choices just for this post, and you can write those in. Let's talk about another site, like a name another one, coupon site. That's pretty big. Coupons. Nobody has money. We want to save money. If you go to a coupon site, for instance, and you had a bunch of vendors, whatever, coupon sites normally have vendors, your custom post types will probably be named vendor. Okay, so you have a custom post type named vendor. Now each one of those posts will be each one of your vendors. So as you enter a vendor called McDonald's or somebody else that has a coupon, say McDonald's as a title. The title will become the name of the vendor. In the body, you can have a custom post type saying the type of coupon. You have a text box that say McDonald's has 2-for-1 Big Macs. Okay, that post named McDonald's, the coupon section, your advanced custom fields will be called coupons. And inside the coupon section, you'll say 2-for-1 McDonald's, just a McDonald's post. You might have another one that's called Sonny's Car Wash, something like that. Now in his coupon box, you'll have something else, like free car wash. Now, both of those vendors are in the same custom post type for vendors, but the way they show will be different. So custom post types is sort of a way to make a really good data entry system, content management system better. It allows you to have the option of making extra content fields. You do anything you want.
And you can specify the order in which those fields show on the page.
Absolutely.
And make it consistent.
Absolutely.
So you can have multiple, like I said, a post type of something I'm working on right now for like neighborhoods, businesses, charitable organizations. Each of those would be a separate post type that would each have their own set of custom fields in there.
Absolutely. And not only that, you have the different options of if you are, what was one of them you said?
I had neighborhoods. Yeah.
So say you have something in neighborhoods, if you're talking about that neighborhood. Well, using advanced custom post types, you can actually change and select, maybe you have some selection of what type of neighborhood is it in the
Like a homeowners association, a blah, 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 neighborhood association.
And so when you select that post saves with whatever you select in that. So advanced custom post type is really for the back end. Really for the back end. Make sure data entry a lot better.
So, like we were talking about the vendors and the coupons. So, what if you wanted to have your vendor as a custom post type and your coupon as a separate custom post type?
You can have that too.
And then make them interact together.
If you want to do that, you would probably have to look for some type of key element that will make it much easier for you to sit there and pull that in. So, if you have a, no, actually, advanced custom post type does that. There's a relationship field that actually says, well, what do you want to relate to it? You can say, relate my coupons custom post types to it and all the information, the titles or whatever. And so what happens is when you go into your vendors field, you have this drop-down box automatically that has all your coupons that you enter into the coupon section that you can select from. Say, this coupon goes with this vendor. Over and over again, dynamic, look, dynamic. Anyone else?
Do you happen to know if Advanced Custom Fields integrates with like Gravity Forms or something?
It does.
Yes.
There's a field for this now.
I am so excited. I am so excited because that just solves, like, if I have to create something where front-end users can fill out a form that generates a custom post for their neighborhood, charitable organization, business, whatever.
She just said something that I was going to leave as a cliffhanger. She said, so the front-end user now can add stuff. Can advanced custom post, you gotta keep correcting it, like tongue twister. I'm just gonna say the name that I named it, ACFs. How about that? I named that in my title. I mean. So ACFs and CPTs. Can ACFs allow the user to make changes and submit it? Yes, it can. And not only that, you can make a membership backup from too. Like a lot of companies, if you have in a deforest or environment, it looks like when you log into your account system, I think we checked that they're using WordPress and you don't even know it. They're probably using advanced post types too. I mean, because it's probably the only plugin that I know in the world. I'm telling you right now, I'm probably like a plugin mixologist. I go to these conferences talking about the best plugins that I ever used. I sit up all night just studying which has what. And like I said, I love putting this plugin. I kept nagging him about the add new button. I said, if you just add the add new button, the repeater field, it would be so awesome. He said, well, I'm working on electronic downloads, which is an amazing plugin. It's another amazing plugin too. Easy electronic downloads. I mean, yeah. So when I was asking, he was kind of like halfway in the middle of development. So there was no way I was going to be going. Even though I still want the plugin, I love the plugin, and I still use it from time to time for other things. Yeah. So, but advanced custom fields, I mean, it's probably #1 in my list of the best plugin on WordPress. I mean, that's just my thing. And there's other things like Gravity Form, which is the best plugin for forms. I spent $400 for it. I keep buying it. I love it.
I can't look at it.
You
can do a form and you can accomplish like 5 different things with one form.
You can do a form. You can use Gravity Form to actually make. Oh man, now you're touching on something. You're touching on something now because see, with ACFs, CPTs, and Gravity Forms, now you're beginning to make your membership system that looks okay. So you have all these members, right? Right now with WordPress, you have all these members. Guess what? They have to log in and see the WordPress backend. So you got to find this.
That you offered to do this month, and it sounds amazing. And I want it to be a word can't talk. So
that would be awesome. And I'll be on time. I won't be pizza, but I will be on time. I'll be there much earlier. I love talking about. That's my cliffhanger because I actually developed something like that. And the reason why is because there was a company that had vendors. But I couldn't, they didn't want the vendors to see the back end of WordPress. You know, you see, I mean, WordPress is amazing, but sometimes people, they feel like they're getting a cheaper value if you're using something that's free. Man, CNN is using WordPress. Emerald, the cook is using WordPress. Everybody using WordPress. KCBT is using WordPress. You know, everybody, so nobody cares about that. But if they should care, and what if you want your members to log in to your WordPress, but not see the back end of WordPress, just see their own custom editor things, you can do that with this plugin, CPTs, and Gravity Forms. And with Gravity Forms, you come in there. When Gravity Form comes in there, is that whenever you can make a user submission, you can make a user wizard that you go to the site, you want them to sign up, you can have them sign up, and you can tell Gravity Forms to automatically create a post of that vendor in your custom post type, and now that person's section is created. It's going to pull in all those fields that you already created with ACFs. So when that person logs in and you redirect them to the front end page, and guess what they see?
Edit.
They see all those fields that they can change. They can design their own page.
But even with Gravity Forms, you can take and register a person, collect their payment, redirect them to the next page. They can fill out all their custom post type page information.
Yeah.
And if you have directory add-ons for Gravity Forms, you can list them in a directory. You can accomplish like 5 different things with one form. And create everything you need to get somebody registered, listed, and create their own page on your site.
Mm-hmm. I made one of my hallmark moments that Gerard helped me with was we did a site for Microsoft. He was a corporate recruiter, working at Microsoft. And he said, Sam, I want to start this, I want to revolutionary this first mobile recruitment conference. So fast forward, we made some custom post types for the speakers. So in other words, you have all these speakers that, when he goes to the back end, he has a custom post type for speakers. He types in their name, he chooses when their session time is. He chooses. He types in the name of their session. Now, we made these fields using ACF, so he types in the name of their session, he types in their time slot, he types in other things. Then we made another one called sponsors, for all the sponsors. He types in the name of the sponsor, the type of videos, anything that might be related to the sponsor, the type of sponsor, gold or whatever. And the result was this huge brand new conference, conference number one that happened in San Francisco. The news came out there and everybody, everything. Because some of the companies like Career Builder, TMP Worldwide, Indeed, a whole bunch of career motivated companies, they all came out and they was part of this section, all because of the way he was showing their page, their dedicated page, which was only a post, but they thought it was a page. Amber.net/career builder. They thought it was their own mini site, but it was a post that was doing it. In the back end, it was for sponsors. Inside the sponsors, those were filled. So you could do anything with it, but they were so impressed with it that they all came out. They all dropped $10,000 on for sponsorship money. We made about $100,000 just sponsorship money. Tickets for $600. He made a good return on his first conference that just came out of nowhere. I want to make a mobile recruitment conference. So you can check it out on Google. You find the news. They recorded the news. It was on the channel ABC News or whatever of the first mobile conference in the country. So that's what we did with advanced custom post types, CPTs, and Gravity Forms and other things. So I'm just going to say that I would definitely look into advanced custom post types. Download the custom post type plugin if you don't want to create them, and just get to work and start building some amazing stuff. Any questions? Now I know some of you are like, flying over my head.
We do have a handful of really new people.
Okay. Many people here. Well, I don't want to say new WordPress, but maybe it's a WordPress beginner looking for some.
That's okay. I have zero experience.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Never used it in my life. Don't be afraid to ask it.
Oh, well, we should be having a WordPress talk then. Just why to use WordPress.
Yeah, we had that last year. Does anyone remember that? The panel that we had with WordPress, and then we had Drupal people and Joomla people, and the Drupal and Joomla people showed up by themselves, and then it was us. It was like a group of these people who were like, no, you're wrong for all the wrong reasons. Like, it was so unfair.
Oh,
So we need to find some people who actually care about Drupal and Joomla and all the other office universes that are not WordPress.
You know how you can tell, you can tell when you have a mixed crowd is when you're showing something that's pretty advanced. You see some people jumping out of their seat like, wow, you can do that. Those are the people that know about PHP and they think about it. But other people are like, wow, you can do that. How do you do that? That's right.
What the heck is a Gravity Form?
Gravity Forms is a plugin. Gravity Forms is a plugin that makes forms. Like, you can make any kind of form you
it
want.
does so much more than make forms. I'm in love with Gravity Forms.
Why is it called
gravity.
That's just the neighborhood plugin, but you can do anything with it. You can create memberships, you can sell products, you can take credit cards, you can create posts, you can virtually, and it uses conditional logic, so some fields only appear if they select the right answer. It's the most flexible, amazing form builder for anything on your website.
So like the step above contact form. So
Oh, it's like 10 steps.
Oh, it's 20 steps. No, it's 20 steps.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is.
I've heard of it.
I was all over it.
So are you doing all this on the server that's hosting the site, or do all this on a separate computer that uploads?
As far as WordPress and all, okay.
Yeah, these all these plugins and all this.
Okay, now you asked me this question, and what's interesting,
I'm not going to use saying it hasn't. That's WordPress before.
that's totally fine. I'm about to give you a really good solution. He's touching on a subject that I would love to talk about. I mean, most of my talks that I gave was centered around how to build your dev system. Really, really good. And so I have been studying and researching how to build the best dev system to work here, and let clients log in and see what you're working on so it goes live. And I actually built a plugin that actually transfer works. That's really easy. I just haven't used that one either. That's a thing for AED. Yeah, 90% done. Just stop. Yeah. So the system that you want to use, and it's something that you can, if you want to start using WordPress, where only you can actually work with it, nobody else. You want to download a program called Desktop Server. It's found at serverpress.com. It's free with 3 installs, and anything after that is $45. I will buy the program. This is amazing. It's really good. You can actually. It's called Desktop Server.
Right. So where's
Serverpress.com.
Serverpress.
Yeah. It's stuff.
I heard press and I thought it was WordPress.
Well, it's real easy. It's real easy. You don't have to install anything. You don't have to install WAMP or what's some of the WAMP now. WAMP. Yeah, it does. Yeah. But it's very user friendly. You install it. You run it. It says, do you want to create a WordPress site? Yes. But it also has, do you want to create a WordPress MU site? Now that's pretty easy. Multi-user. Now that's really good because you cannot create a multi-user site without having some sort of domain name. You got to have a domain to create a multi-user site. However, they have a neat way that they edit your computer's host file that makes your computer think that you have a domain name. So you can say my domain name is WordPress.dev, where you need a dev. And then when you go to WordPress.dev in your browser, you get the whole site, but it's not shown to the world. So you can have that as WordPress MU as well if you want to do some WordPress MU development. That's amazing.
Can you replicate this? We use basically, half dozen page marketing sites, and then we tweak them to the market we're going after. So the site for the Nebraska electricians isn't going to be the same site for the Iowa electricians, isn't going to be the same site for the Minnesota electricians. So they think all we care about is just them. If they think all we care about and all we do is them, man, that's great. They don't need to know I think everybody's green. For money.
So basically you're using the same format and the same layout for all of them, you're just changing the content?
Just changing the content and minor, so I can just kind of tweak it for a little bit.
What you might want to do is start out with just the base, the entity, the formats,
okay,
and no content or base content in there that's generic.
Right.
And then I use Backup Ready.
Okay.
And you can actually put all your plugins and everything and basically store that in Backup Ready.
Nice.
And launch it onto every new site, and then do your tweaking from there. Your WordPress is there, your themes are there. You just keep it updated, and then you can. I use that to launch every new site. It's got WordPress, StudioPress, Genesis, and all the basic plugins I use on every site. And I launch it, and it's all there.
Yep. Or you could do that, and you can do this too. You can download ACF, add the options plugin, make a whole bunch of different options like the color of their site. Maybe use the color picker, right? The color of their site, the side where the logo shows on, left, right, or center. Does the site have curves or not? Is it squares or curves for like different picture frames? You can make all these options in your options section. Give them that whole install and let them choose and pick how they want their site to look.
I'm the one choosing. Yeah, I'm kind of like to do this. The problem is I can't find anybody that knows how to do websites. It's read the infamous Robert Collier letterbook.
Oh, okay.
No one's ever heard of
I
it.
never heard that. No.
Robert, you ever heard of Collier Publishing?
Yeah.
Okay, old man Collier, his nephew is Robert Collier. He cut his teeth writing sales letters selling coal. The book is so old, it is out of copyright. Another classic one, of course, is scientific advertising.
What is that? Web 0.1 or?
No. These are written back, scientific advertising is written by an advertising guy in Chicago in the mid-20s. It's just a pamphlet. And none of the techie guys I got understand marketing, so they're getting like, I have to look this way and this way. It's like, no, damn it, I'm selling. I don't care if it looks nice. I want it to make money. That's all I care.
Do you have a lot of people like that?
You know, I can't take good-looking websites into Nordstrom's and buy anything for my wife. I tried it. It doesn't work. They want cash.
That's a true statement, but I like to figure out, I kind of like to figure out a way that we can make it easy for the user, figure out a way to make it easy for the user to have what they want. I love that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the reason why is because users do want a site. You have a lot of people out there just want a website. They don't care how it looks. They just want to get the information up. It works. That works. But then for a person that starting to care about how their site looks, but they're growing, they want to get a nice professional look. What can I build for them that gives them the options to do whatever they want to do without having to learn WordPress? So learn everything about it. All they really want to do is enter stuff, choose stuff, submit stuff. And with advanced custom post types and a lot of other things to make, you can actually make a CMS for a custom CMS that will pretty much blow your mind that to have something like that built, which WordPress offers for free, costs a lot of money. Like I said, these plugins, these free plugins, you can just do amazing things. You can make any type of site you want that's data-driven. You got to think of each page as a post. You got to think of each post as a page that people will see in the back end. You have your domain name. You have your you can make a social site if you want to with custom post types. Each person comes in and logs in to a different page. It'll be domain domain / their name, so to speak, and that will be their own profile page. You could build. I guarantee, if you really wanted to and up to it, you could build a MySpace, an old MySpace page out of custom post types and ACFs all day long. And with that would be awesome. She claimed she wanted to show us at the Josie said she wants to show us at the WordPress.
Yeah, I do.
It's called a membership front and back. I named it that.
All right, I'm writing this down.
A membership front and back end. Basically, what it is, you got the back end, but it's a front end look to the back end. And you can do anything. The person can change their picture right in there, they can change fields, they can type what they want their page to show. They can submit as if they were sitting from the back of WordPress for part of your site, and then it shows their page.
And to your point, if we as people who are working on WordPress sites, developing WordPress sites, and evangelizing basically about WordPress, don't put something together that has a balance of function and form, no one cares that we've done anything. And no one believes that WordPress can do anything. And so, I mean, you're right, you have to make it usable on the front end, in the middle section for people who are uploading everything, and then also still make the back end reasonable for anyone who comes after you. So yeah.
We have thousands of content getting posted on his site, and he's gotten into WordPress before I came here. So they now they're able to go to their department or CPT, and they're able to choose, and they can choose what they want. They can say, I want to add this feed from YouTube. I want to add multiple feeds from YouTube. I want to show. Oh, we broke it down to the science. We gave them, okay. How many of you know how to make a page template, for instance? Okay, so you have this little side area in the post area. Click on page real quick. You have this area. You have this area when you click on the page. Now this is pretty amazing what we did. Now I wish I could show you the back end, but I can't. Sorry.
It's probably oh wait.
You turn it on. Go to the top and click on screen.
Yeah, so the screen option.
Yeah, just activate it. Okay, what was I doing? Maybe we disable it somewhere in the front page.
Yeah, this is WordPress
Well,
2.8. So
If that's the base theme, I don't think the base theme has any.
Yeah, you don't have any custom theme.
It could be in the themes. It could be in the themes. Yeah. Well, anyway, let me show you what happens. So on a page, it has an element called page templates. And basically, you can choose different templates that you made in the back end, page dash, whatever the name is. And you can choose it after you add it to the parameters. And that changes your page. I don't like that. We didn't like that because we couldn't teach that to these people who are reporters. All you want to do is write stories. I mean, we could have. We could have said, okay, choose page. I just think that wasn't really user-friendly. So what we did was, using ACFs, we actually designed different types of pages. We got big picture pages. We have side column pages. And all of this is responsive, by the way, for using Bootstrap. You gotta use Bootstrap. Bootstrap is awesome. We got big picture. We got different types of pages which they can choose from the back end here of a post, because there's no post templates. I mean, if you plug it in, you do it. But now with ACFs, you can make a section that says what type of page. They check image page. It pulls for your feature image. I think it's what type of image page. Do you want it as side-by-side image page? Do you want it a full width image page? Or content with image page? We have those choices. They choose that. Their content changes before the eyes when they preview it, because we made those parameters in the back end of WordPress. Plus, I'm going to take a little PHP coding, but those little PHP coders would know what I'm talking about. To make these different choices and allow them to change their page based on options rather than going to a whole list of different page templates. Save you a lot. In fact, I X'd that whole thing out. That's probably why you did too.
I have a question. I have several clients that use Google AdWords, and they track the thank you pages, you know, after a purchase or whatever. Well, right now in WordPress, the best way to do that is to create a custom template to put the AdWords tracking code into, and use that template, you know, a different template for every thank you page. Is there any way to do that easier?
You probably can add, I'm trying to understand AdWords, because I'm by no means
It has an asynchronous tracking code for every confirmation thank you page.
Well, that's not AdWords, though. That's analytics.
No, it's through AdWords.
They should have a container with pixels for AdWords.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I get all these codes according to me, and the only way it works is if I create a custom page template that has the code in it. That's the only way it'll track into their analytics, the AdWords.
Yeah.
So they come from AdWords, and then they complete the purchase, and it takes them to the thank you page, and then it records as a conversion in AdWords, but then they also want to register in analytics.
Oh, that's their fault, because they're not connecting their Google products, right?
Okay.
So
all I know is they keep sending me these codes. I need another thank you page to track this, and I'm like, I didn't know what they're doing afterward. Okay.
Well, you can add to your point, you can add a text field that has that AdWord code for analytics or whatever in it. That when you write in the template, X equals that text field.
Mm-hmm.
So each time that page renders the same page, it will show something different because of that code. Is that what you're talking about? Is there a way to do with ACF?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, that's the first thing that came on mind. I'm sorry. But we did something pretty good.
I don't want to interrupt you too much, but it is now 8:30, and I
It is 8:30, and I'm so sorry for being late. So I took up my time. I'm sorry.
Well, I am so excited that you're going to do your membership front and back end at WordCamp. And so
That's gonna be really awesome.
super good. Thank you so much, Sam. You all are welcome to stay and chat with Sam for as long as he's able to stay here with you and chat with me.
Yes.
I'm not by any means kicking you out, but if you want to go, I wanted to give you an opportunity to do that.
Because